Hello everybody, this is Leslie of Silver Moon Creations. Welcome back to my channel. And as you can see, I have coloring books in front of me. So this month is, of course, May. So in the coloring community, I know a lot of people do something that is called MerMay. And a lot of people will usually color mermaids. So I went through the coloring books that I have. I do have a Creative Haven coloring book pertaining specifically to mermaids. And I've never colored in it yet. I did pick a page that I will consider doing. Now, I like all of the Creative Haven books because they have the perforated pages, so you can actually tear out the pages. They have somewhat thin pages. They're not as thin as some of the Amazon Create Space papers, but if I wanted to put it onto a thicker type of cardstock, I could certainly print it on my printer onto a heavier cardstock. And if I wanted to use like alcohol markers and more water-based inks and stuff like that, I can certainly do that. I could just pull it out of the book if I certainly choose to work on this page. But I did find in my Mythomorphia book by Kirby Rosanis, I did find this one. And she is a mermaid. So I am thinking about tackling this page. Now, there is a lot going on here, and I usually get overwhelmed when it comes to Kirby Rosanis, and I don't know why. You're supposed to tackle one thing at a time. So I think I may do this. I may put this off to the side, and maybe we'll use that next year, but I think this is what I'm going to do. So I pulled out my Derwent Inktense and Coloursoft pencils. I also pulled out my Polychromos. I have to see, and I do have like gel pens and stuff like that off to the side. But what I was thinking of doing is using the Inktense to lay down as a base first, and then possibly laying down, I don't know how the Colorsofts are going to lie down over the Inktense. So that may be something I have to test. So I may do a test on one of these in the back, because in the earlier Kirby Rosanis, what he used to do was he would put these items that you would have to go and find in the pictures. I don't think they do that anymore, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to test that out. So what I'm going to do is maybe we will test out either the pumpkin or the cauldron. And I have my pencil sharpener here. This is the pencil sharpener that I use. I have the Afmat electronic pencil sharpener. And this is a godsend for me because of my hands. I used to use a different one, and it was the rotary one. I still love that one, But when you have a lot of pencils that you have to do all at once, it's kind of hard because it really hurts my hands. So I find when I have a lot of pencils to do at once, plus the other thing too is you can choose how pointy you want your pencil, and I tend to like really pointy pencils. So all right, so let's test this. Let me pick a couple of Inktense colors here. So I hope everybody's doing well. So we have burnt orange. Let's try burnt orange. We have mid vermilion, cadmium orange, we have a sienna gold. And what I like about the Afmat too is it stops so you don't over sharpen your pencils either. Look how nice and sharp they get. I love it. Okay, so let's try our pumpkin here. So we're gonna go from I'm going to do the light in the middle here. All right, let's see here. I have different ways of coloring when it comes to Inktense. A lot of the times when I use Inktense, I usually just pull the color off. But since I'm just testing right now, I'm basically just laying it down. I just want to see how it works on the paper. And I have my water brush here. I may have to get my smaller water brush. This is my bigger, this is like my medium size one. Do I have my littler one? Is this my little one? Yeah, here's my little one. I have water in it? Yes, I do. So I'm shooting this late on Mother's Day, so I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day. So far it seems to be okay. Let's see. I'm not putting a lot of water down, so. Now the Kirby Rosanna's paper is really pretty thick, so as long as you don't put a lot of water down, you're usually pretty good. That's why I use the towel here to try and take off as much water as I possibly can. Because don't forget, I want to try the pencils over it. I probably don't even need to use the pencils, but for shading, tell you, I can barely even hold anything in my hands anymore. Everything aches. Okay. Clean that off a little bit. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's try the stem. And there's very, very little. Let's try. Let's do the tan and the willow. Let me sharpen very little. Because of the line art, you could barely even see the other color. Okay, so that would have to dry. All right, so we're gonna let that dry. So let's pick out a couple of colors. Let's do pale orange. Let's do bright orange. Let's see, I like pimento and I like ginger. I think we're gonna go with ginger. And then for the stem, I think we're just going to go with one color, only because you're not going to see much of anything else. So let's just go for Lincoln green. I tend to use that color a lot. So let me sharpen. And it's very easy to take this apart too, which is another thing, because I am never very good when it comes to technology. So, all right, let's see what happens here. That's better. It just drives me nuts because you lose half your pencil. And it's like the Prismas. It's like, I love Prismas, but the breakage on Prismas, oh my gosh. I would lose so much pencil on a Prisma because I would constantly have to be sharpening it. It was ridiculous. Okay, especially because I like sharp points, as you can tell. All right, so, and again, see how it just chipped? And all I did was just put it down. That's why I like to test a lot of pencils. And that's why you don't see a lot of people work with Coloursofts pencils. But that's why I wanted to see how this was going to work on here. All right, let's go from, see, these look very, very similar. I'm going to go with this one first. You're probably going to hear talking because it's my upstairs neighbors. Yes, Noah. I wonder if they're going to go out. And I always try to turn my pencil so I don't waste as much lead. Especially because I like a sharp point. I mean, they do work really, they work really pretty well on this paper. So I was very upset I had to give up feeding the birds because we ended up having issues with mice because I guess in the winter they found a way where it was a food source, so they dug holes, and needless to say, my upstairs neighbors took pictures and went to the office, and I understand, you know, because, you know, We don't want to have a rat problem. But I have to say, I do feel bad because now I can't feed those birds anymore, which really stinks because I feel bad. Yeah, I think that works really well. I think that came out pretty good. So they work. We'll have to try the Polychromos. But not bad. Not bad at all. I have to say, I think that came out pretty good. So this is 80. Let's put this one back. As you can see, I'm a stickler. This is why I put these in a case. Look how much I lost on that one. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so let's try one more. Let's do, I guess maybe we'll do the cauldron. So let's do the cauldron, but we'll do the Polychromos with the Inktense. Now, a lot of my blacks and stuff are over here. Let me pull these out. I had these over here because Payne's Gray, ink black, I want like a do we want to go purple? I think we're going to go a dark purple. I think we're going to go, let's do this, this. The stick is going to be brown, so we're going to go with Matters Brown. And then we're going to do a green. I think we'll do apple green. And and then the rest we'll use for the pencil. Okay, let's try this. I gotta sharpen again. So we're gonna start with move it over a little bit. And that is Madder Brown. going to do apple green. Oh, I need a sharper point on that. I can't have a dull point. That's better. Okay, we got apple green, and then let's do around the rim. Oh, let's start with that. Let's start with those colors. Too much water. Too much water. Come on. That funky green color going here to start. Okay, that's a good start for that. All right. Actually, I think I need it back here. Let's move that back there. There we go. Okay, now let's do, I think we'll do Payne's Gray for the inside rim. And the inside. Oh, gotta love it. I've been trying to, I've been loading my subscriptions with a lot of coloring videos again. Once upon a time, I used to have a lot of people who, I used to watch a lot of colorists. And then I had gotten rid of them because I had gotten into junk journaling and stuff, and I just didn't watch. Most of the people that I had started watching were all, you know, junk journalers and stuff like that. So I started unsubscribing from a lot of people that I had watched. And I don't remember a lot of the people that I used to watch. And when I'm going back through the list, I'm like, I can't find some of these people. Some I found that are still, you know, at it, making videos. I don't know if people either change their names or because it's not a big thing anymore, that they just don't do it anymore. I'm not really sure. All right, so we're gonna do Lagoon. We're gonna do, I think, here. I mean, there's a lot of new people I've noticed, but I don't know. I know there was a woman from England who I used to watch on a regular basis, and she was very, very talented. And I know she had serious back issues. And she was homebound. I remember she had a hedgehog for a pet. For the life of me, I cannot remember what her channel name was. But she was out of England. I don't remember if she lived directly in London. I know her. I don't know if it was her boyfriend or her husband was a taxi cab driver. And she was like the sweetest person. And she was really good with faces. Like really good with faces. Kate's Coloring Haven, I found her because I used to watch her, so I resubscribed to her. There was another girl, Grace, who I used to watch. I haven't found her. There was another woman too, but she used to do other stuff. I haven't found her. I think Kate may have mentioned her in one of her videos. And I think she used to do cross stitch. If I'm doing too, see, no, it's okay. Because when you're using a darker color, it tends to come through more. All right, let's see. Now I wanted to use this dark purple. Just in this area here. I may have to use this. Stop moving. Okay, and I'm going to mix this in. Nope, we're still good. I don't want to add too much though. Now, I kind of want to add in I think I have, do I have, oh, it just broke off, really? I don't care, it broke off, I'm going to use it anyway. I'm not wasting the ink. Okay. And then where's the black? Okay. And we'll try the Polychromos. I'm going to try and see if I could do this quick because John will be home. Oh, we can work on this stick because that's dry. So we have 233, we have burnt sienna, and we have 182, which is brown ochre. So we'll start off with the burnt sienna. I don't know, that pretty much turned out awfully, pretty much the same color. Let's try the green. I don't know, is that dry enough? I think I might need a softer pencil, but we'll continue on. Because these are oil-based pencils, so they're harder. They're not as soft. So you may need a wax-based pencil. Plus these really kind of need to dry a little bit more. That laid down pretty good. Let me take the black. So what I think I'm going to have to do, guys, I'm going to have to finish this off camera, and I will let you know in my next video how this works, because I have to let this dry and John's going to be home. So but I will say I do like the way the Coloursofts pencils worked on this one. I will have to see how these work. Okay, so I finished the two pieces that I was working on. So I finished the pumpkin and I finished the cauldron. So I was able to use the Polychromos on the cauldron. Now I did use some markers. I will show you what I used. So I have Ohuhu glitter markers. So I used the light green and the dark green inside the cauldron. And then I also used the brown Ohuhu color markers that I have on the actual stick itself. And then I used the Linc Shine glitter pen for around the actual rim of the cauldron, and also for the handles. And also too, I went around the actual cauldron itself. And then I also used the the pumpkin colored Ohuhu glitter marker for this, and also the dark green for the stem. And then I pulled out my Faber-Castell Pit pen. This is the Faber-Castell Water 101 white pen. If I can, I will link these down below. And it is a brush tip. And then what I did was I used that for highlighting, and I used that too in the highlighting areas. And also too, I used my jelly roll, and I have the 05 tip, and I used that in this area of the cauldron. And then I just used my pencils that I had chosen originally. And I had chosen the black. I chose the mauve, the 249. I chose number 230, which is cold gray. I chose dark indigo, which is, I can't see. 157, and that's mostly what I used. And then I used cold gray 2, which is number 231, and that was mostly in this section here. So these lighter ones I used in this section. And then this was for the inside of the cauldron. This was number 266. This is permanent green. I used deep cobalt green, which is number 158 on the inside. And then I used light green, which is 171, which kind of got lost, unfortunately. I also used silver in this section. I used that first, and that's number 251. And then also too, on the wood stick, I used burnt sienna, 233. and I used brown ochre, which is 182. So that was everything that I used for the cauldron. And just so you can see on the other page, nothing bled through. So everything ended up being fine with using the water. And also too, there's very little ghosting. There's a tiny little bit, but not much. So that is, I'm going to say, that's something I had started, which is a work in progress. So this is going to be the page that I'm going to work on. I don't think I'm going to use the Polychromos. I think I'm going to use a wax-based pencil. I think that is going to be my best bet for this type of paper because it is a much smoother type of pencil or paper. So I think I'm going to use a wax pencil on this paper only because it is so smooth. So we're going to see which pencil I choose. So the next time you see me, we will be working on this mermaid with the skull down below. There we go. All right, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.